What is up, everybody? Kyle Murray from FTN Daily back again with the PrizePicks Prop Show, bringing some of my favorite plays over on PrizePicks today. I know you guys are probably expecting some MLB, but that's not going to be the case for this video here. But I'm going to have some MLB picks in the pick tracker over at FTN Daily, which is free every single day. So if you're looking for MLB, go check that out. But we're going to be doing some preseason picks here for today. We have the first game of the NFL preseason, the Hall of Fame game. Riveting exposure here to Jacksonville and Las Vegas Raiders. In all seriousness though, preseason is a great time to make money. You know, a lot of times when you're looking at some of these mainstream sports, the books and, you know, the prop makers and even the DFS sites are also, you know, competitive and dialed into lots of news and all that stuff. It's difficult to really find an edge. And stuff like this, preseason, if you put the work in, like we are over FTN Daily, there's a good chance to gain an edge here on, you know, harder things to come by, like news and projections and all that stuff. So we're going to have that stuff for you at FTN Daily all preseason long, starting today with the Hall of Fame game. So if you're interested in checking out our preseason package and our preseason product for the NFL preseason, head over to FTN Daily, go over there. You can actually get the early bird pricing still at $199.99, which is $50 cheaper than it's going to be come week 1 of the NFL season. So highly recommend getting in on that while you still can. And like I mentioned, and my goal here with preseason is to pay off all of your guys' packages before the season even starts. With preseason, I think we're going to have a lot of really good content. We're going to have projections. We're going to be in the Discord, all that stuff. Walter Waddell, our guy over there, is going to be doing some great stuff as well. He's going to have a slate breakdown for today also. But without further ado, let's get into the picks. First pick today, Tyron Johnson over 3.4 fantasy points. Obviously, former Chargers wide receiver playing for Las Vegas this year. When it comes down to preseason stuff, it's going to come down to a lot of playing time, right? And obviously in terms of these projected points, if you can find the playing time, that's kind of where you can find the edge. Not going to see Davante Adams, not expected to see much of Hunter Renfrow. I guess Davante Adams might play a little bit, but I really would doubt we see a ton of him, if at all. Same goes with guys like Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Darren Waller as well. Like, I don't think many of these guys are going to play, if they even play at all. So that leaves guys like Mac Hollins, Keelan Cole, Tyron Johnson, Demarcus Robinson as kind of the four main wide receivers. DJ Turner might see some playing time as well. But Tyron Johnson, I do think it's kind of a spot where he slots in a good place because he's not necessarily a top 4 wide receiver on the team as of now, I don't think. And with that being the case, he might earn some more playing time. So Tyron Johnson over a lowly 3.4 projected fantasy points. I am hovering around 5 or 6, kind of depending on the scoring format for PrizePicks purposes. He'd be hovering right around 5, so I like the edge here over on Tyron Johnson. Now, pick number 2 is going to be Jake Lutton, backup quarterback, actually third string quarterback for this Jacksonville team, over 8.5 fantasy points. This is the biggest number on PrizePicks for today, so it's now not really a hidden secret that he's going to see a lot of playing time. The quarterback room in Jacksonville is down to 2, with him and Kyle Slaughter expected to be the only quarterbacks to play at all. Trevor Lawrence isn't going to play, and CJ Beathard, who is dealing with a groin injury or a leg injury, I don't know, some sort of lower body injury that's going to hold him out of this game. So it's going to be Lutton and Slaughter there, and I think Lutton's going to play a lot. He's probably going to start. I think that's actually confirmed right that he's going to start, and I do expect him to play quite a bit. Have him for up around 9.5, 10 fantasy points tonight in my model, which by the way, you can get all the projections over at FTN Daily and in our optimizer right now. So that's pick number 2. Pick number 3, probably my favorite pick of the day. It's going to be Snoop Connor, 5th round draft pick from Mississippi State, or sorry, Ole Miss, one of the Mississippi schools, Ole Miss there. The 5th round pick, you know, we're not going to see Travis Etienne, we're not going to see James Robinson. So I expect a lot of playing time for guys like Snoop Connor, as well as Rykel Armstead and even Mekhi Sargent. I think those 3 will kind of carry the workload here, but I do think Snoop Connor is going to be the guy out of the backfield here. I think we see him probably lead this team in touches out of the backfield. So Snoop Connor, I actually have him as the second highest projected fantasy point total amongst any position player, not counting a defense today in my model. 4.8 is where PrizePicks has his line, so I'm taking the over. Now, I will say, you're probably going to have a better bet looking at some unders for the most part in preseason games, and I will again recommend that you're checking as much news as possible. And if you are having trouble finding the news, head over to our Discord at FTN Daily, because a lot of news is probably going to come out down the road. Just in the course of the night that we're going to get some good information. But I do like these overs, even though I do think that probably betting unders is going to be the way to go on some bigger names, but we're not really seeing a ton of big names today. So I do think that we're going to see some lower of the depth chart totem pole type players get some playing time. I think that's kind of what Tyron Johnson, Snoop Connor are going to be. And then with Lutton, I think at worst it's a 50-50 split for him, but I think there's a real chance we see him play 2.5, maybe even 3 quarters here for Lutton. So I think that's a pretty interesting upside kind of dynamic here for Lutton. So that's kind of where we're at on today's preseason slate. And again, we're gonna have tons of pretty cool preseason content and projections running out for you guys here throughout the course of the preseason, starting with today's Hall of Fame game. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, helps us out a ton. Be back every single Monday through Friday with PrizePicks plays. That's gonna do it for us for today. As always, good luck everybody, and we'll see you guys next time.